the orthodox religious traditions in the world have separations of men and women. I was raised in a Jewish family. My mom was raised in an Orthodox Jewish family. And when she was young and they would go to synagogue, to Orthodox synagogue, not only were the women separate, but there was actually a curtain that the women sat behind. Now we know that that also exists in so many other religions in different ways. So it's not only Hinduism that in its orthodoxy, in its traditional way, separates. The reason behind this in theory is that when, especially young, boys and girls, men and women, interact at the time of their lives when biological chemicals and hormones are coursing through their bodies, naturally, there's attraction. And where there is attraction, there is distraction. This is the traditional religious viewpoint. If you go to temple, to synagogue, to church, to mosque, and instead of listening to what the spiritual leader is speaking, you're looking at the cute boy in the row in front of you, or you're looking at the cute girl sitting next to you, naturally your mind is distracted. And you're not able to properly pray, to focus, to listen, to engage in the spiritual and religious practices. So that's where the tradition of separation comes, that when we go to our religious places, we should be only immersed in prayer, only immersed in connection to God, not thinking about, oh, he's cute, oh, she's cute, oh, I wonder if he has a boyfriend, oh, I wonder if she's married, I wonder if I should ask them out for coffee afterwards. And that's, of course, just the cute, innocuous stuff. We know that our minds go far beyond the cute, innocuous way of thinking about each other. And so in houses of prayer, in houses of worship, in houses of God, traditionally it has been seen by so many religions that it's just better to minimize distractions, to minimize temptations. What has happened, though, is that of course has bubbled out of houses of worship and into a lot of our society. Now again, in the purity of the intention, it just has to do with removing temptation. If you don't put young men and women together, you don't have temptation. Now, of course, we know in any case that isn't always true, because we know that temptation is not always heterosexual anyway. So, of course, the whole premise assumes that young boys will only be attracted to young girls, that girls will only be attracted to boys, which of course we know anyway isn't true. But what we also know is that the more you keep something away, actually the more our attraction toward it builds. When something is seen as forbidden, something that you're kept away from, we actually, just human nature, there's much more of the interest in it. So it doesn't, sociologically and civilizationally, it doesn't really work so well, but that's the premise behind it. And so it's a valid premise, it's a good premise, it's a well-intentioned premise, but it's something that we need as societies to look back and to say, all right, well, so this didn't work so well. maybe we should rethink it. Now, the only point to mention here is in terms of schools, educational places. We do know, there have been studies done, that in all boys or all girls educational institutions, the boys and the girls do tend to actually focus more on their studies than they do in co-ed institutions, which should be very obvious to everyone. And so it's not always bad. It's not always something that we need to say every single institution, every single thing, every event should be co-ed. Obviously, some places should not be. Saunas, steam rooms, places obviously that people are in like that, it's nice to have them segregated. Run-of-the-mill places in our societies shouldn't be segregated. Somewhere in between, depending on what our ultimate highest goal is. As societies, as educational institutions, as religious institutions. We have to have the courage and the humility to actually scientifically look at this and to ask ourselves, what is working? Is the segregation achieving what we were hoping? Or is it just breeding more temptation? And this is where, like everything has to have innovations. A lot of our religious and societal norms, we have to have the courage to have innovations in them, to look and to say, does this work? And where it doesn't, to stop, to say, all right, let's try something new. So it's not so much about separation. Don't worry about that so much. It's much more about a well-intentioned, but not quite so successful way of properly managing people's prayers, their education, and their obedience to a set of norms in society. But you're right, it doesn't work so well all the time.